I'm gonna open up this video with a quote that I read the other day, and some of you might be shocked by it. Developing sexual tension through mystery, through secrets and excitement is just what the doctor ordered. Sometimes couples need to learn to F each other like they are effing a stranger and cheating. Now, tell me, how does that sit with you? What if I told you that some of the hottest sex I've ever had was with someone I already knew? No, it wasn't a fling. No, it wasn't a one-night stand. It was my partner, but with a twist. We pretended like we were complete strangers. So in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you why pretending your partner is a stranger can actually reignite your sex life, how to not make it awkward, my personal experience with stranger play, and later on, I'm gonna be sharing with you a spicy online tool that you can use to bring even more sexiness back into your relationship. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ali, and on this platform, we have some casual conversations about sex, relationships, and other fun stuff. So why is the idea of effing a stranger so freaking hot? Now, before I get into it, I just want to say I do not want to see things in the comments like this is disgusting and you should only want love and desire and want to sleep with that one person in your relationship for the rest of your life and that's it, because that is a lie, my friend. Okay, maybe you haven't admitted it out loud, but you have certainly thought about sleeping with other people other than your partner. Now, before we get into how to do this, I want to throw some research your way so you can know that you are not a crazy person for wanting to sleep with someone else other than your partner. So an older study done in 1997 that looked at gender differences in sexual fantasies, out of the 788 UK participants, 33% of men and 38% of women said they have fantasies about sleeping with strangers. This was actually the #1 category for women, and this came in second place for men. So if we look at a more recent study by Justin LeMiller, he surveyed over 4,000 Americans between the ages of 18 and 87 coming from all 50 states. And his results confirmed this theme. Anonymous or stranger sex emerged as a very common desire, falling into a more umbrella theme of novelty and adventure fantasies. So why does this fantasy resonate for so many people? One of the main reasons is novelty and anonymity. I don't think I'm saying that right. I never say that word right. Anonymity. There we go. Fantasizing about sex with someone you don't know is often driven by thrill seeking or freedom to explore without the emotional labor or baggage. The famous Esther Perel, who is a pioneer in the world of psychology and sex and relationships, says that eroticism craves novelty. Our brain loves newness. Even in long-term relationships, pretending you're strangers gives you a free pass to flirt a little bit differently, show new sides of yourself, and escape your usual roles. Another reason, it is a routine breaker. So many people, even in long-term committed relationships, report finding this fantasy appealing because it removes real-life expectations and changes up relationship dynamics. Overall, almost everyone in LeMiller's study fantasized about role play, adventure, or trying something new, making the stranger scenarios one of the most common fantasies across all genders. Now, if you are curious to know specifically about women's fantasies, I made a video a while back about the top women fantasies, and sleeping with a stranger was up there. I will link that video at the end of this one if you are curious to watch it. And I get it, okay? Stranger play is probably one of the most fun things that I love to do in my relationship when I'm trying to spice things up a little bit. But before I get into why, do you remember at the beginning of this video, I told you that I had a spicy, fun online tool to help you get more ideas to fire things up in the bedroom? So this is where Beducated comes in. Beducated is the #1 online platform for everything sexual wellness and education, with over 150 courses and video tutorials led by some of the best sexperts in the world. The way that I like to describe their video tutorials are professional with a little hint of pornography. The reason why I say that is because they are very graphic and detailed and take a lot of pride into showing you exactly what and how to do things with real people in a very classy and educational way. So I want to ask you, has it been a really long time since you had a fun date night or since you've tried something new? I was recently browsing through some of their courses like yoni and lingam massages, sex experiments for couples, how to do daddy role play, and one of my new personal favorites is 25 kinky date night ideas. Date number 15 is literally called stranger sex. They literally walk you through how to build a scenario, how to talk about boundaries, and even fun little conversation starters to get you in character. It's not cringy, I promise. It's fun, it's sexy, and it helps take the pressure off performing. So if you've ever been curious about trying new things in your relationship, then Beducated is definitely a platform you want to check out. And because you are my fabulous viewers, Beducated is offering you 60% off their annual rate. That's right. That's actually an extra 10% off what they usually offer. So if you click on the link in the description below this video and you use my code Imperiali, you will get 60% off their yearly prescription and get access to that massive, massive library of video tutorials. And what's awesome, if you try it out, if you try some things and you find it's really not for you, they have a 14-day money-back guarantee. But what I always like to say is stay curious, try something new. If you don't like it, fine, it's no big deal, you move on. But at least that way you will have tried something and you never know, you might end up loving it. All right, now let's talk about my personal experience when it comes to role playing. As I mentioned before, stranger play is probably one of my favorite things to keep things spicy in the bedroom. And that can be through sexting or dirty talk in bed. I'll be honest, when it comes to the whole stranger play, like getting dressed up into a little character and like pretending you don't know each other at a bar kind of thing, that's not really my jam. I think it depends maybe what kind of person you are and your relationship's dynamic with the other person. I don't know if Gab, my boyfriend, would be able to play a character and keep a straight face. Sometimes we do role playing for fun, but not in like a sexy way when we're in public. So yeah, sexting and talking dirty in bed is my absolute favorite. I love creating stories. Either I'm the stranger, either he's the stranger, either we're both strangers. I'm usually the one that leads the way with this. And it's really fun. When you're talking dirty in bed and you're pretending to be a stranger, I know for a fact, because he's told me many times, my boyfriend, that he does in fact feel like he is having sex with somebody else. Because I'm pretty good at painting a very vivid picture in his brain. But when it comes to sexting, I find it is the easiest way to paint a picture of something different in terms of stranger play. I think on my Patreon, I actually have a video where I am reading some old text exchanges between me and my boyfriend, where we are pretending that we are our younger selves, our younger 20-somethings traveling through Europe, but we don't know each other. And I set up a whole scenario where I was some like drunk 20-something globetrotter and he was on a vacation with his boys, and you know, we went on a pub crawl. There was like a whole narrative, okay? But it was so hot. I believe that's on my Patreon. So I'm talking about scenarios like that. You know, you don't even necessarily have to, you know, pretend you're a stranger. You can pretend like you are yourself in another time period, like in that situation that I just described to you. But I can guarantee that every time I have pretended to be someone else in our spicy time in bed, or vice versa, it has always went down quite well. All right, so now, how are you going to engage in stranger play with your partner? I see 3 potential options. The first one is stranger play in a dirty sexting session. Now, this one is the least riskiest, and it allows you to be more creative and bold because you're pretty much hiding behind a screen. So this is amazing for people, I think anyways, who are just, you know, a little bit shy, you know, wanting to get into it and experiment, but without going like full-blown role play in a bar or something like that. Now, the second one is dirty talk during actual sex, where you are weaving in a story in your dirty talk to make it seem like you are sleeping with a stranger, your partner is sleeping with a stranger, you're both strangers, you know, and just kind of see where things go from there. Now, the third one is probably the most bold, and this is legit pretending to be different people and meeting in public somewhere. As I mentioned before, this particular one is not necessarily for me. I definitely prefer just sexting or talking dirty in bed, but being a character in public with my partner, I don't know if we could keep a straight face, but you know what? You never know until you try. play. And I can also see that for a lot of people, that may be a little too out of their comfort zone at first. So in this video, we are gonna keep it low stakes, okay? We are gonna talk about how to do stranger play in some dirty, sexy sexting session. So step number one is set the scene first. You wanna send a text that says something like, wanna pretend we don't know each other? Or let's pretend that we just met at a bar. So pick your location. Is it at a hotel lounge, a bookstore, a late night train ride, dirty alleyway in Europe like it was for me? You two are writing the script together. Number two is make up new personas. So give each other fake names and an interesting backstory. This is your chance to be creative, to be somebody else. If you weren't yourself, what would you do? If you were meeting a stranger, what would you say? What kind of vibe would you want to give off? If you're usually shy and timid with your partner or in public, do you want to come off as some like authoritative, dominant daddy type? Like, what is the vibe that you want to give off? You could say, I'm a photographer and I'm in town for only one night. Or I saw you sipping your drink and I couldn't look away. Let yourself get playful and dramatic. Again, this is your alter ego. So have fun with it. This is the whole point of it. Just have fun. Number three is build tension slowly. You're strangers, remember? So flirt like it's the first time. I mean, you want to text something like, do you always flirt with strangers this boldly? Or, oh, I have to be careful. I don't want my husband to find out. Throw in like a little adultery role play there, which can be really hot for some, but this is a slow burn, so take your time. Number four, ask teasing questions. So you're not just sending news here, okay? You want to create a vibe. Try, what do you think I'm wearing? How far would you go with the person that you just met? Tell me what you would do to me if I was in the same room as you right now. Keep it suggestive and leave room for imagination. You want to build on this and make it one hot stranger play scenario. And again, it's your alter ego. So say things and do things that you wouldn't normally do as yourself. Number five, do not break character. Sometimes, that could be one of the most like vibe killer, unattractive things ever. Stay in the fantasy. Don't be like, oh my God, this is so weird halfway through. Just roll with it. Even if it feels awkward, just pretend that it's part of the role play and deviate. Now, if something feels off or it's gone too far, you can always have some kind of safe word or emoji to let the other person know that, oof, put the brakes on. Okay, we need to slow down or stop. And finally, end with a twist. When it's time to wrap it up, keep the vibe going. You could say something like, same time, same bar tomorrow night, question mark. Or should we book another room sometime? Or just keep it plain and simple and say, goodbye, stranger. You want to kind of leave the mystery there and leave the opportunity for you to explore these characters again at another point in time. Now, this kind of stranger play sexting isn't just hot. It's great for long distance, busy schedules, or just spicing things up without even leaving the house. And it's low pressure because you can always say, that was my character. Personally, for me, again, I would prefer dabbling in the stranger play sexting at the beginning. And if it works well in your favor, then you could probably see this sprinkle into the bedroom for the dirty talk one-on-one. And then if you're really bold, maybe you guys will, venture off and put on some different clothes and get your personas to meet at a bar or in person or something. That is like top tier level if you can successfully do that without breaking character. So tell me, would you ever pretend to be a stranger with your partner? Have you done it? Would you do it? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you are looking for stranger play ideas or any other kind of spicy ideas for your relationship, make sure to check out Beducated. The link is going to be available in the description below this video. And if you use my code Imperiale, you will get a whole 60% off their yearly subscription and a 14-day money-back guarantee if need be. And if you like this content, if you want to support my channel and all that stuff, like, subscribe, the usual. And you can also check out my Patreon, which I'm going to link in the description as well below this video. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Je vous aime.